So you've been trying to get those fast notes down and learn your music, but something about it just hasn't been sticking even though you're doing the slow practice and practicing it with the metronome. And in this video, I'm going to explain why and what your slow practice is missing to actually be able to play the fast notes confidently. My name is Josh Gu, and I'm taking my years of experience learning, teaching, and performing, and sharing all of my best clarinet and music tips so you can get more out of your practice, and most importantly, have fun. You can learn more about all of my many resources at QuickStartClarinet.com, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to get notified when I post new videos. So I was working with a student this week and he was struggling with a fast passage of sort of 16th notes at the end of the measure leading into the downbeat, like a 3 and a 4 and a 1 kind of figure, which shows up all over the place in all kinds of music. And he was struggling with getting that really even and really confidently landing at the downbeat and feeling like he actually played through all the notes. And I think this is a classic example of fast note freakout or fast finger freakout, where we see a run like that and we think, okay, I need to play these notes and I need to get to the downbeat. And oftentimes it is just like a chromatic scale or a major scale or some kind of pattern that we're kind of familiar with, and we just kind of, yeah, okay, good, I made it to the downbeat. But if you are familiar with fast note freakout, you know that there's actually a better way to do it where you can actually be confidently in control of every single one of the notes. But the interesting thing that we discovered is that he had been doing his slow practice, he had been doing it with the metronome, he had been thinking about good note groupings and all of the stuff that you're normally supposed to do to avoid that fast finger freakout, but it still wasn't quite there and it wasn't quite working. And what we discovered in the lesson is that it's not about just doing it slow. Just practicing slow is not enough. You actually have to practice it slow enough that it can be really precise and really perfect. Because if you're just going slow, but still having even the tiniest of issues at the slow tempo, those tiny issues are only going to amplify as you get faster. And I think that's kind of the big takeaway that I want you to get from this video, is to know that those little tiny things that are problematic when you're going slow, that maybe they aren't even big enough that they create like an audible, noticeable issue, but it's just like a little bit of tension in one of your fingers or a little bit of tension getting to one note, or the tiniest bit of unevenness where you're slightly rushing through a note or slightly rushing to the next note. Those little tiny things are going to amplify when you get faster. So take, for example, that you're rushing through a note, or actually even better, you're rushing to a note. Let's say there's in that run, you have to cross the break and you're going slow and thinking like, okay, I play the A, but now I'm crossing the break, so I need to like hurry up and get all of those fingers coordinated and down to get to the B to cross the break. That little bit of uncertainty, that little bit of sort of lacking focus at the slower speed, as you get faster and faster, might eventually turn into entirely skipping the A altogether, and then you get that really kind of awkward like, and it's just that, again, quintessential fast note freakout where it gets really sloppy and not clean and clear. So the way to remember this is in the classic saying of slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And it's so important in that saying that it's not slow is fast, which doesn't make any sense anyways, because those are the opposite. You can't get better at playing fast purely by playing it slow. Instead, if we look at that saying backwards, fast is smooth. That's the key. It's the smoothness that is so important. So as you're going slow, make sure that it's perfectly smooth in terms of the evenness of the notes are perfectly smooth, the sound quality of the notes are perfectly smooth, the finger motion is perfectly smooth, relaxed, minimal, independent, precise. All of those good finger motion things are happening and nice and smooth, and you're getting it as close to 110% perfect as you can when it's slow, so that you can have that smoothness which will allow you to go fast. And as you're practicing it slowly with the metronome, if you aren't getting it totally smooth and comfortable and confident and in control, then you need to simplify further, either by doing a smaller chunk, maybe by slowing the metronome down, maybe by just counting and fingering along with the metronome. Whatever it takes to get it absolutely correct, absolutely smooth, is what will then allow you to go fast. So if you've been struggling with getting those fast notes down and fast notes learned, I can almost guarantee it's because of the little mistakes that are creeping in even in your slow practice, and it's probably because you aren't practicing slow enough, you aren't practicing precisely enough with the metronome, you aren't simplifying enough to really get it absolutely smooth and in control. So if this video has been helpful for you and you're still watching, then I encourage you to keep watching through the outro, where I talk a little bit about the Denizen program, which is sort of like my Patreon supporters for the channel. Now is a great time to become a Denizen. So keep watching and learn a little bit more about that. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that this helps you to get those fast notes more confident and more in control, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. And last but not least, a huge heartfelt thank you to the Denizens. This is like the QuickStart Clarinet family who supports the channel and helps to make everything that I do possible. If you would like to support the channel and get some awesome rewards in return, where we can work one-on-one over video and you can have my full support moving forward on your clarinet journey, then go to quickstartclarinet.com/supporter.